what's up? It's Summer here. I've got another fun DIY hack for you guys to try at home. So I don't know if you're like me, but I find myself scrolling on social media all the time and I come across this really cute dress or cute outfit or something that I'm just like have to have. Well, that was me recently, and I found a dress online that I was so cute. I paid like $50 for it. It took like 3 to 4 months to arrive from China. It finally got here, and yeah, I was really not happy with the purchase. It didn't fit well. It like hit in every wrong area. This material is like crunchy. It's not a good material to wear. Anyways, I thought that the fabric though, like the textile, is actually really pretty and cute and kind of matches some of the stuff that I have in my living room space. So we're gonna turn this dress that didn't really work out, make it into something new. We're gonna make a no-sew pillow, so it requires no sewing whatsoever and just some basic materials. And I'm gonna show you how to do that, so let's get started. Okay guys, let's go over our materials for our no-sew pillow project. So first off, you're gonna need an iron, obviously like a flat surface to iron on or an ironing board, some no-sew, or this is like an iron-on hem tape that we're gonna use. Also some sewing pins, some scissors, obviously our fabric, or in my case, I'm gonna deconstruct this dress. I'd recommend having at least 2 yards of fabric. You're also going to need a measuring tape, and you're going to need either an old pillow or perhaps just a pillow insert. If you don't have any of these materials, some of these I had to purchase. I did an online purchase at michaels.com and went and picked it up curbside, so it made it super easy. So let's get started with our next step. Okay, so now I don't know if you're going to be using a deconstructed dress or some other fabric, but I have the dress, the hideous dress that we ordered online. So basically I'm going to start taking it apart, and I'm going to just be cutting right along the seams just to kind of deconstruct it. We don't want to start cutting it crazy because obviously we want to utilize the most out of this fabric. We want to get the most length and width that we can out of it. So if you're using an item that you're going to deconstruct, start along like this dress. I'm going to start along this hemline here, this seam here, and go all the way up. So I'm going to save you guys some time, and let's go. Okay guys, so now like I said, I just cut along the seams, and you can kind of see, since this was a dress, it was just literally like wrapped around, so it was really easy to just like cut. So basically this is like the skirt part of our dress, and I think I have plenty of fabric here to cover our pillow. So the next step is we are going to measure out my pillow, and I am going to then cut squares to that measurement out of my fabric. I want to make sure that I leave we're going to leave at least 2 inches around each side. So whatever the measurement of my pillow is, I'm going to add an additional 2 inches to each side. So that will be, you'll have 2, 4, 6, 8 additional inches. So we're going to cut those 2 squares, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, so now I have measured my pillow, and I cut out 2 squares, like they're separate squares that I measured out, and again, remember to include an additional 2 inches to each side. I don't know if you really noticed, but you know, I didn't have like the cleanest of edge, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be super precise because we're gonna hide the edges anyways. You just wanna make sure that you have basically the same amount of fabric. So that's why we measured it out. We've got our 2 squares here. The most important part is that our pillow will fit and we have that extra space. So yep, looks good. I've got my extra 2 inches and we're going to get on with the next step. So now that we have our 2 squares cut, we are just going to, and like I said, don't worry if the edges aren't perfect, that's okay. We are just going to take about 1/4 of an inch. You can just kind of eyeball it if you want, it doesn't have to be exact. But we just want to take 1/4 of an inch and put our pins in along the side here so we can make a really nice, we're going to iron it so it's a little bit flatter surface so when we adhere our hem tape. So I will go around, I'm going to do this for both squares and go around all 4 corners and we'll go from there. So as you can see, we're just going to go around all 4 sides, just tacking down our hem, that jaggedy edge, because we don't like it. And then after we have all of the sides pinned down, done on both squares, then we're going to iron it and remove the pins. We haven't done anything with the hem tape yet. We're just gonna iron it so this is nice and flat, so when we go to put on the hem tape, it will be easier. So I'm gonna save you guys some time and I'll get back. So now we have pinned all of our sides on all 4 sides here for both of our squares of fabric. Now we're gonna just use the iron to lightly press down on this so we have a nice clean edge when we go to put on our hem tape. So let's get to it. Okay, so now that I have, that we pinned all of our things and pinned down all of our sides and we ironed it, we just wanted to make it so it has a little bit of, crease to it, so it's easier when we go to place our other square on top of this and then we iron our hem tape. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my other square, I just have it sitting aside. I'm going to measure out the hem tape and put it in between, and we're gonna iron it on down on all 3 sides. We're gonna wanna make sure that we leave one side open. So that's what I'm gonna do, so let me get to it. So now that our pillow is all in here and ready to go, we just have our last edge here. I'm going to tack the hem tape with our pins again, and I find that it's going to be a little bit easier to do this instead of doing the iron, since I can't like really get flat with it. You could even use a hair tool, like a hair straightener could even work, so you're easily able to press along the edges. So fun fact for you, whether you want to try and iron it or do the hair tool, again, you're just going to take another seam of the hem tape, and we'll use those pins that we have just to keep it in place, and seam up our edge with the hem tape using the iron or hair tool, you choose. Okay guys, so I got all of my edges all ironed on with our hem tape and just used the iron. At my last edge there, I did go ahead and use my hair straightener. It was actually a great little hack to do. and it made it super easy because it was a little bit hard to iron on the edges, but I think that it came out so cute. I'm so obsessed. I love it. We took that dress that I ordered online that didn't come out as I expected, and we turned it into something really cool and something new, and I think it's gonna look great on my couch, and I'll show you the finished product. But I hope that you liked this DIY, and I will be coming to you guys with some more.